the volume.
Turn up the volume.
You've arrived at the destination for all things Kentucky. This is the Bleed Blue Network Podcast.
What is going on, Big Blue Nation? Welcome to the Bleed Blue Nightly Show. Sorry about the late start. Was going to start. Joe, I saw you were texting me. My bad. Had to deal with a kid issue.
All good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? And
Hanging
I left
in
my
there.
charger downstairs. Phenomenal.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Rough night, huh? Well, I know you've got some sick kiddos, so.
Yeah, it's super fun. One's now got a fever of almost like 103. So.
Dang, dude. That's not good. Man, well wishes your way. It's tough.
Super fun. How's your day going?
Good. Been busy one, man. Working the phones. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe, and see what you think about this too. I'm getting the vibe on the transfer portal stuff that there's too much at the buffet and you can't decide what you want.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of those vibes. I think there may be some gun shyness in the staff a little, not to get it wrong. Maybe a little bit of overthinking right now. I think that depending on who you talk to, some people are frustrated that things aren't moving faster. Some people are, it's kind of all over the place. Some people are like, hey, we're going 100 miles an hour. Some people may think that it's, a little slow. But I think the number one thing that Kentucky fans need to realize is the portal's been open for one day. I know it feels like it's been an eternity because we've been talking about it for 2 weeks. And there's a lot of players that are considering Kentucky. I think that there needs to probably be a little bit. I don't want to say urgency. That's the wrong word. That's going to be the thing that gets everybody mad. I don't necessarily think urgency is the right word, but I think you need to cut the list, right? You got to decide if you want what steak and potatoes and everything you want. I still think or hope, and there's a good chance that we still end up with steak and potatoes and all those things. But they need to decide which ones they want.
100%. And I mean, obviously, I've heard Kentucky associated with so many names. I've reached out to several. Some people said they're going to reach back out. I feel like Kentucky's trying to protect some of the names that are getting out there. I was told that this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they plan to have a ton of visitors.
Yeah, I heard Saturday for the UK game, there's going to be a lot of people in town. So,
yeah.
But it's only Tuesday, right? Like, I mean, it's not like, we say that, but it's Tuesday, and there's a lot that can happen between now and Saturday. And the portal, look, there's not really been there's not really a ton of guys that are committing right now. I think there's going to be a lot of situations where guys, and you're starting to see this even more today, went in the portal, went right back out. They're like, nope, not there. I'm staying.
Yeah. There was actually somebody that jumped in the portal. I reached out when they jumped in the portal, and then he told me, hey, I decided to stay where I'm at. So he's right back out of the portal. And so he was at a lower school, but still, that's how quick it can happen. It's interesting, what makes them put their name in the portal and then what makes them stay. Maybe the coach thought they were safe. Maybe that was what happened with Macklin. They thought he was coming back for sure. He put his name in the portal, and then they're like, holy cow, wait, you're our number one option. You need to come back.
Well, he never put his name in.
Oh, he didn't? Okay. I thought he did officially.
No, they said he was going to. Someone said he was going to, and then said that he might not. And then
oh, that's right, because Gilmore had quoted his little.
If you remember,
that's right.
And then you remember our conversation
from
something from Instagram, and then he never really left. Went into the portal. I do think that losing the other two guys is one of the reasons why he stayed.
Yeah.
Some people will like this. Some people won't. Some people will agree with it. People won't. I think from a purely wide receiver standpoint, I think we got the best one stayed. That's just my perspective. If you watch the tape, he is the best pure wide receiver Kentucky had, and we didn't get him the ball. And some people say, well, look at Dane's stats this year in a bad offense. I mean, in fairness, Brock only threw the ball to Dane.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the targets, it's off the charts, Dane Key and no one else. And if you watch film, there was a lot of times 9 was open and didn't get looked at.
Yeah. I mean, Macklin showed us in that Louisville game exactly what he can do. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns, and I mean, he dominated the whole game, really.
Look what he did against Texas. Look what he did against look what he did against Tennessee, right? You know, he's had, I think he had the most catches on balls over 30 yards as well. So, I mean, he's a guy that Kentucky needs, and I mean, he's not going to be the only one. I will say this, and I understand, and I know a lot of fans are upset and saying, you know, I think we just need to have a little patience. It is the first day. I know everybody's getting worked up over the UConn guy that we offered. Rando actually really likes the guy. He's 6'2". Rando played ball. He tried out for the NFL. I mean, Rando knows ball a little bit, watched his film, and was like, hey, I think some people might be sleeping on this guy. Maybe. I mean, look, he might be a Julian Edelman type guy that comes out of nowhere, right? There, you know, do you remember where Cooper Kupp played in college? Because I don't.
No, exactly.
I don't either. Guys like that come out of the woodwork, right? But like at the same time, we need guys at multiple positions and multiple players at multiple positions. Like, we're going to bring in guys that have experience, and maybe they don't stay. But you know what they need? Kentucky has to get some more guys with size in the wide receiver room. They're not going to get 3 guys that are 6'4", 6'2" to 6'5", that are wide receiver 1 capable wide guys. They might get 1.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to get some guys for depth and for development, and I think you're seeing that with this guy.
Yeah, 100%. Elliot texted us and said Kupp played at Eastern Washington. So there we go.
Well,
fun fact. You all learn. No, I agree. I think you need one guy. I mean, you got Macklin on the other side. I mean, Gilmore. I mean, he showed all kinds of.
I think people are sleeping on how good Gilmore is actually.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I mean, even Fred Ferrier, I think I like him when he got to play some.
Ferrier reminds me a little bit of a bulldog wide receiver, right? Like, he's the guy that can go out and get a catch. I think Ferrier fits what Dane was. Obviously, Dane had size. That's the thing we don't have as much of right now. We need guys with size. I think that they're going to get one. They're talking to a couple right now. And they're talking to a couple that I think everybody would like.
Oh, for sure. I wish that sometimes we could just show people our DMs and stuff that we're getting. I mean, it's wild what's going on right now. I will say, because we announced it, last couple of days, our offensive line is like our top priority, and it's our top focus. Wolford's definitely been killing it on the recruiting. I know you had said that you heard great things about his recruiting.
All the O-line guys we've talked to, because we've talked to a couple, but two we've been able to kind of come out and are okay with them saying it, have all raved about Wolford. I've heard through the grapevine, just because now we're more involved around the program, that he's like a wizard on a recruiting call. I think you're starting to see. I mean, the amount of top offensive linemen Kentucky is associated right now with is stupid.
Yeah.
And I think go ahead.
I was going to say, I think people forget also, when he left Alabama and came back, I mean, we already had our class wrapped up pretty much. So he didn't get to recruit any of the guys.
Not good.
Yeah. So, I mean, now he's actually been able to recruit a full year. He's going out to get his guys. So just show some patience. I know we had a terrible season. I'm disappointed on how the season went. Paul's disappointed on how the season went. But the guys ain't leaving. The staff that we have right now, they're sticking around.
Well, I said this in some places, and just having, and look, I understand, like, this isn't me saying, hey, like, F the fans shouldn't be mad. They should just take it and move on, right? No. But the football team and the program itself is way better off if Stoops ends up being here for 3 or 4 more years, because, like, if you take a step back, and we had to do this ourselves, right? Like, this is where we've had to take a step back from being in this world and not just being fans and trying to do, like, kind of bridge the gap a little. the math doesn't math for long-term success if we have to fire Stoops next year. Now, look, if Mark comes and says, hey, listen, I did all I can, give me $10 million in one lump sum and I'll leave, great. But if it's not, and it's that $35 million and it's due and there's no play, like, that's $35 million out the door. You still need another 10. You still need 10 million plus from boosters for NIL for the season for the players. You still need facility upgrades. Like,
you need 10 to 15 for the new staff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to. Yeah.
All of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're gonna need 15 to 20 million for the new staff. Now, granted, you don't pay that all at once, but it's gonna be due in 1 year, right? So there's another. Whatever sign-on incentives or whatever you got to do. There's gonna have to be some improvements made. I don't think that there's a coach that's gonna come here without a guarantee of some sort of aspect of facility improvements. And if it is Summerall, I think you need to have a bag his first year. I think you got to find a way to go find 25 million or something like that first year. And if you're already 35 million in the hole, that's not a good recipe for success for us. I will stay on this hill. I don't think Summerall is the coach we should go get. That's just me. And people say, well, who are we going to get? North Carolina's about to get Bill G.D. Belichick. All right. I don't want to hear who anymore. Like, the who should go out the window. If North Carolina could get Bill Belichick, Kentucky can go get anybody. All right.
Yeah.
That's just all I'm going to say. Kudos on North Carolina on being. If I would have told you 4 years ago, Bill Belichick.
Does his girlfriend still go to school there? Or?
If I would have told you Bill Belichick's going to coach North Carolina, what would you have said?
I'd be like, you're insane. He's retiring in a couple of years. There ain't no way he's going to college.
That son of a bitch is not going to recruit.
I know.
Not. I don't know what's going on, but if North Carolina does this, I guarantee you the staff is going to be stupid. I guarantee you that not only is the staff going to be stupid, I would bet money that it's going to be the highest paid staff in college football.
I bet. I can't even imagine what they're going to pay him a year to come there.
Do you think Bill Belichick comes to college football and wins a national championship? If he did, does that cement him as the greatest coach, period, of all time?
Well, I do not think he will do that. But if he did do that, yes, he would be the greatest coach of all time.
Why do you think he won't?
I think he's setting this up for his children, and so I know he's gonna bring his son more than likely to be assistant. I think he's gonna be there 1 year, and then he's gonna hand it over to his son because I think that was part of the agreement.
There's no way North Carolina is going to agree to this for 1 year. They'd have to give him 3. I think he'd have to give him 3.
Yeah, it might be 2 or 3, but I think he's just coming there to help springboard his family.
Do you think you see Tom Brady as the offensive coordinator?
No way. He makes too much money. Broadcasting.
He can coach on Saturday and go call the NFL on Sunday.
You might see Vrabel. I mean, Vrabel might say, you know what? I'll come be defense coordinator for you.
Bro.
That'd be crazy.
What if you had Julian Edelman as like
or Wes Walker or something?
Yeah, I mean Wes Walker could be the OC. I mean, he easily could go from Miami to OC. He's at the Dolphins right now. He could go from Miami to OC. Vrabel. I mean, look, but I think the number one thing this shows you is how much money is about to be in college football and where college football is going. Because if the greatest coach in NFL history is going to go coach college, he basically thinks he can go operate this like free agency and just go get whoever the F he wants.
Well, he's got so many people. He can go get Randy Moss to be a wide receivers coach. I mean, holy cow. Quarterback coach can be
Vince Wilfork, defensive line. I mean, he can go pull dudes that won natties. I mean, you can go pull Wilfork, who was on arguably one of the greatest teams in history of college football.
Because, I mean, kids are going to want to play for him because he knows what it takes to get in the NFL.
Kids are going to want to play for him until they actually have to go to practice.
Yeah. Sure.
And then they're going to realize. I don't know what's going to happen first. I don't know who's going to have the bigger heat check. Bill Belichick or players. because Bill Belichick's going to also find out real fast 18-year-olds are different.
Yeah. He also better stay away from the call. Isn't his girlfriend like 22 years old?
I don't know. He likes the younger girls, that's for sure.
Dude, he's screwed if he goes to sorority house.
I mean, when he's 70, younger there's a lot that falls into the younger category.
Yeah, true.
Walks into a recruit house. Well, you're not going to come here and be like, so how old your mom? This is either going to end in national championships or absolute disaster.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground in this.
No. It's exciting though. I mean, it's got people talking about college football, and it's a good.
Who's mad about it?
Who?
Prime time, because this dude's just about to get overshadowed like crazy.
Yeah,
no one's gonna give a shit about Coach Prime anymore because Bill Belichick's gonna be on the scene. It's gonna be hilarious.
Dude, speaking of prime time, when I saw the Wade brothers are transferring again.
That was such a whole thing. The parents went out with double middle fingers in the air.
Yeah.
And neither of them played.
I know.
They screwed Keaton Wade.
Yeah. He would have started this year.
Keaton was getting a lot of clock. He's played well. He would have started, like you said, he would have started this year. And he didn't even, and he rode the bench in Colorado. And now who knows what's going to happen? I mean,
yeah.
And if they didn't go up with the double middle fingers in the air, guess what? I guarantee you the staff would have Keaton Wade back.
Oh, 100%. That's tough. That's bad advice.
Probably not now.
What happened? No.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
That just goes to show you that sometimes parents are absolutely dickheads when it comes to their kids and ruin their future.
Yeah. What about the number one recruit in basketball, AJ? His dad went to the North Carolina-Alabama game after he had already signed an NIL deal. Came out today. Had first row seats. That's hilarious. Good for him.
He already signed with BYU?
Yeah, he had already. It came out today. He signed 3 weeks ago.
Wow. Why did it take so long for him to announce?
I don't know. It's crazy, though. It's just funny that they took advantage of him going to that game still. They got front row seats when they already knew they were signed somewhere else.
Who was it that was it Goodman that said that his NIL deal is like $7 million?
It was Adam Zagoria.
Listen, I'm glad Kentucky didn't do nothing with that because that's stupid.
Yeah, I heard 6.75 is the last number I had heard, but I mean 7 million is probably accurate. North Carolina was at 4 million supposedly. That's crazy, man. That's more than a first year contract for the NBA.
If there was no NIL, where do you think he would have went?
No NIL, he would have went to Kentucky.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I would bank it.
I don't know. I don't know if BYU is going to even be that good next year. It's interesting. I mean, look, they do play in a big basketball conference now.
Yeah. Kevin Young's a good coach. I mean, he's from the NBA, so he knows what it takes, and he's got good staff. I've seen BYU play once this year. They look pretty decent. He'll get his numbers. I think he's a generational talent. I don't think Cooper Flagg is, but I think AJ, no doubt, is generational.
It's going to be interesting to see. I'm very glad though Kentucky did not break the bank from that perspective. I don't even know if our whole team cost $7 million that we have right now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I would be glad we did not pay $7 million on one player.
Yeah, the other players are going to be aware of that, and that ego thing comes into play.
Oh, they're going to talk. He's going to get
special treatment.
Absolutely blitzed.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be interesting to see how he does in Big 12. So, I'm hoping Caleb Wilson.
I'm scrolling on the Twitter verse. Seeing if anybody else interested is come the portal or something.
Well, I'm getting some message. I've gotten a couple messages. Some of the people I messaged back earlier.
Anything interesting that you want to text me about? See if we want to say it or not.
Nah, it's nothing good enough.
Nothing interesting.
Nah, some of them is more like, hey, I'll get back to you. And I feel like Kentucky. I don't know. I don't think we would get blocked, but like, we've came out with a couple announcements already, kind of ahead of everybody. Um, and like I said, I think they're trying to keep quiet on a couple of the guys coming on visits.
Well, I
So
mean, look, here's where, I mean, we just tell people this. I mean, basically anybody who's gone in the portal that is like in a position of need, we basically reached out. It doesn't matter where they're from. Like we see it, we hit them up, right?
yeah,
You get lucky and sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. It's not like there's that. Some of the other stuff, some stuff we do know. We're not hitting some people up, right? Like there's you got to be smart in these things. And it's our first year really going through this as a team. So we're erring on the side of caution. So something that happened today doesn't happen, which is you go and write an entire article, say a player's going and visiting somewhere that he's not because you talked to a burner account.
Wow. When I saw that, I know
that was one of like, there's about 6 more about to come. And I don't know why. I know there was like something where like, I know Elliot put it and said, got him. I'm like, he didn't get him. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, here's the thing. If you see this as a normal person, you saw the guy that put it out and you see it's with Rivals, you're not questioning where it came from, probably, right? You're just thinking that this is what's going on. Yeah. And you got him. I don't think he got and I know like Matt Jones. I don't think he got Matt Jones. Maybe he did. I don't know if he sent something to Matt Jones. That I don't know. But there was some interesting conversations in the media world today. Just like what? And then the interesting thing was if you looked at who was following, how many people actually was following for it, like recruiting directors from like Ole Miss, Florida, South Carolina, Nebraska. So I don't even know if like the Nebraska thing is legit because I don't know where it came from.
Nah, and then you had other teams from the Louisville side that thought they were getting him on a visit, and they started.
Oh, then the Louisville fans are dunking.
Oh,
and he's not coming. Yes, he is. And I'm like, dude, this thing was debunked before it even really happened, and you're just now catching up. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, they even had the Vince Merrill piece still in there.
Well, the article got taken down. So because there was Vince Merrill talking about that, and obviously that it was put to bed. And I know it. I'm glad it got put to bed as fast as it did because, like, personally, I think it's kind of shitty of that person. Personally, you're talking about somebody who's out there, whether you like. I don't know Dane Key personally. He's leaving Kentucky. Okay. You're basically taking someone who's making a life-altering decision right now and putting stuff out there and making people say things about him that could affect that.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that. I get it. Social media is a place where your real name's not tagged in there, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. And then deliberately like misleading people, like, I guess. I mean, look, I was also, 16 once, so I probably would have thought it was funny 20 years ago too. And now I'm just like, how do you have time for this shit?
I know.
Like, that's the number one thing in my brain. I had a couple conversations with some people today in media, and they're just like, why would you do it? And like, B, how do you have time? I was like, bro.
That's exactly it. It wasted a bunch of people's time because, when we got sent it, like originally I was like, what? He's going to Louisville? That's not what we've been hearing. So then we're having to reach out to people, and it's like, what the hell is going on?
We weren't going to put were very. There was other people skeptical. I will say that there was a lot of skepticism. I will say, because there's several people that reached out to me saying, is this true? Have you heard? And so I think there was some skepticism. Some places. I don't know everybody who said anything. Like I don't usually get to listen to KSR or anything like that, so I have no clue. I apparently Matt said it on the radio show. I don't know. But it was very interesting. So word of the wise, play it with caution. It's kind of like what we're trying to do a little bit more now is, there's a lot of things we're sitting on. And I wish we could say the things we're sitting on because I think a lot of the fan base would be very excited. With that being said, being very cautious, and we're making sure we can get at least 2 verifications on stuff, or very, very indisputable evidence before we run with it. So that way we're not, we're not going and getting slashed with it. So there you go.
Yeah, we don't want to send misleading information out, and
Even if it's not intentionally misleading, right?
yeah, but people
Like,
see it that way, and
yeah, I mean, like, look, if you say X player, if I said, I don't know, who's a really big player in the portal,
all kinds.
Wigman, Connor Wigman
Okay,
is visiting Kentucky, right? I mean, I don't know how big he is, but everybody probably knows who he is because he was quarterback of A&M. If I said he's visiting Kentucky, right? Maybe he does have a visit set up. Maybe that visit gets canceled. That happens all the time, by the way. Like, visits get canceled all the time.
yeah,
I feel like we just talked to somebody who was saying like that there was a visit set up and they got it canceled. Oh yeah, Darren, the offensive tackle, he was talking about that when he was on the show. How he had a visit set up to Michigan State and Kentucky talked him out of it and he went to Kentucky instead. That happens, right? So those things happen all the time. But the last thing you want to do with it like a guy like that is say he's visiting and then it changed and then you look like you got egg on your face. So it's like we'll wait until we see what happens. Like when the plane ticket gets bought, it's a lot better than that. But if the player directly tells us, then we'll usually run with it because that's pretty good evidence.
Good thing is we've built some relationships with a few of the people, so I feel like some of the folks giving us news, I mean, it's pretty accurate. I expect Thursday, Kentucky, there's going to be a couple of recruits that want to go take other visits, and Kentucky's going to be like, nah, we need you locked in right now so that we can start building this class.
I think I've said this. I think Kentucky's very much working on the offensive line first.
For sure.
I get a big feeling about that. All the names we're getting right now, for the most part, that keep circling, offensive linemen. Big boys. I mean, I don't know one lineman that's under 6'5", like 300 that we're looking at right now. None.
Nope. None.
I know Derek Simmons. Some people were like, "Oh, he's at Western Carolina. The guy's the number 4 tackle in the transfer portal right now." Like, there's a reason he's big boy. Isaiah World, another big boy.
6'7".
Landon Watkins. He's 6'8". Isaiah World 6'8", 315.
Oh, is he 6'8"?
Yeah, and he didn't give up a sack last season. And then Simmons was 3%, gave up 3% pressures the entire season on 3% of dropbacks. You could definitely see one of the things, like, we haven't been terrible still with the line with running the ball. We're not absolutely dog shit with that. It needs to improve, don't get me wrong, but pass protection has been dog shit. And I think in like a zone scheme, like, I don't think we had the right guys for it. So, but if you like look at how big these guys are compared to like Cox.
Yeah.
Like, I know Cox is a big boy. These are big boys that look like big. These look like tree trunks. Like, these are massive, 100%. massive men. So I think they're going to go offensive line first. And I think once you see the offensive line start to take shape, I will say I think you're going to see defensive players start to circle in as well, because I think defense and offense is a little different. Landon Watkins is another kid that they're looking at. Some people go Marshall. The kid's 6'1", 340. He's basically De'Aaron Jackson reincarnated. He's almost the exact same size as De'Aaron Jackson. Very big, very athletic, very physical. Marshall was very good on defense this year as well. There's a lot of SEC teams looking at this guy. That's the other thing, too. Like, don't necessarily look at where they came from. Look who that. I know we offered the kid at Elon, and some people want Elon. I get it. There's some big schools looking at him, too. I don't know if he's necessarily a guy we're looking at to come and be the starter. But guess what? You need guys that are going to play behind him. We don't have a lot of edge players right now. So you got to have guys that are, and he's big. I mean, he's 6'5". He fits a lot of the profile. The guy from Sam Houston State, I don't know a lot about. I don't know if you've had a chance to look into him or not a lot. He's a defensive. He's an edge.
What's his name?
Let me hang on.
I got 100 messages going. I'm sure I've reached out to him. Sam Houston State don't ring a bell, though, so I probably haven't.
Hang on, let me.
My phone is blowing up. Let's see. Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, so we got some information earlier that I don't like to talk about Louisville, but there looks like they're going to get their point guard that they wanted. You can thank Donovan Mitchell for that one. Looks like he's going to have an Adidas shoe deal with that. So hopefully he'll probably announce within the next week. I don't know for certain, but usually when we hear about this stuff, it's usually pretty soon. So they must have wrapped him up Sunday night after the Louisville Duke game because he was on site. Huge get for them. Kentucky was looking at him as a backup plan if we didn't get Katie and Lewis. So definitely a good get.
Hang on. I'm trying to find who is it. Hang on. Sorry. I'm trying to find out who it was. I don't know why I forgot his name.
There's just that just shows you.
Wallace.
Oh, that name doesn't ring a bell, but it could be for sure.
No, it's not him.
There's so many people out there right now. It's insanity. And
I'm just gonna go look at the roster. Hold on.
Yeah, you're going to continue to see people enter the portal within the next week or two. It's mad dash. And there's a lot of needs. I think that
I kind of remember how big he was. Maybe I don't.
Is this somebody that you feel like we got a good opportunity to get?
Yeah, I forgot who said he was. Oh, hang on. I can find him. Hang on. I was trying to think about where I sent it and was asking about it, and I can go find it. Right, hang on. Did you see what the Florida player demanded, by the way?
No.
So, Florida, Jack Pyburn, wanted $45,000 a month, guaranteed starting position at outside linebacker, and guaranteed to play on third downs.
Wow.
And Florida said, take a hike.
That's an ask.
Yeah, Florida said to take a hike.
You still think it's true that Silver's on get the most money non-quarterback?
It sure looks like that, which is absolutely nuts. I did not expect that.
Me either. That's a tough loss. Tough loss. Oh, that's got another message.
Yeah, it was
Elliot.
Maybe Elliot can find out who he is real quick. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name.
He's saying
I see it somewhere, but Elliot, can you find the Sam Houston kid, the Sam Houston State kid that the defensive lineman that's coming in for a visit tomorrow? That would be, if you can, that would be great.
He's saying he's talking about their agency and stuff. So Sam Houston State and Marshall has the same agent, those two players. So they must know each other. And
yeah, I don't know why. Like, I thought I saw someone who shared it, and then I was like, okay. I thought I sent it in our group chat, but I guess not.
We've been talking. There's so much going on, though. I mean,
there's a lot going on today. Like, it's been. Yeah. Plus, my kids have been sick. Anyway, we can keep talking about other stuff until we find.
So how many? If you had to guess, how many guys you think we end up getting in the portal?
I think 15 to 20 is what we want.
Yeah. So I was the number I told you 19 to 21. So that's about.
Money will play into that.
Yeah.
Obviously, how much money we have. I think Elliot. There we go. All right. Chris Murray.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I've heard of that name.
Jesus. Oh, it's just like
I did reach out to him. I haven't heard back.
All right, here we go. Chris Murray. 6'4", 255, had 25 solo tackles. He had 34 total tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
He's from Wichita Falls, Texas.
More like, I mean, those are decent numbers, but he was probably getting double teamed too. So with where he was at,
Maybe. I mean, five sacks isn't terrible in college. Sam Houston State wasn't bad either. So they were 5-5. He's a junior, so I think he started somewhere else.
You said he had 34 solo tackles for loss.
As an edge.
Wow,
he's 6'4". I mean, some of these guys are big. They've got the metrics. Oh, they both played. He played at TCU. There you go. So he and Landon Watson were both on the TCU team that went to the Natty.
That means he's probably visiting Thursday.
Oh yeah, both of them are visiting Thursday. Yeah. I think I would say on those two, I would say that those are the two ones that I would keep a big eye on right now.
Yeah.
I think those are the two that are non-edge players that we have a good eye on. I know everybody wants to see offense. I know they want to see wide receivers, running backs, and quarterback, and I get it. You know, you got to score points. We found that out this year. It doesn't matter how good your defense is, but, we need some guys too. I haven't heard if De'Aaron Jackson's coming back or not. That would be if D-Jack decides to come back, our linebackers instantly go from could be okay to disgusting.
I mean, loaded.
De'Aaron Jackson changes everything because if you get this Watkins kid, plus you have Rayner.
Yeah. Afari.
I think Afari's going to maybe go to like the Zion Childers role potentially.
That makes sense.
I can see that because Zion played really close to the line a lot, right? So I think you might see him playing like that hybrid role. He's perfect for it. I like the way the defense is shaping up. I still think we probably need a cornerback. Maybe we need a safety. I don't know. I think they're going to get some linemen and a linebacker first. Because listen, if they get Watkins and they run with Watkins and Rayner, I think that depth it will be an issue, but I think that they'll roll with that if they have to. It's a little worrying, but I think that they'll roll with that. They need some interior line. They need to boost some interior line explosiveness. If they can get some explosiveness on the edge, I think our interior is actually okay.
I think Brian Robinson Jr., man. I mean, he's going to be ready next year.
Who?
Brian Robinson.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you'd hope. I mean, the kid's built for it. He's a big recruit. We'll see what happens there. But if they can get pressure on the edge, right? The edge is going to be key. I think then if we can upgrade on the edge, I think Kentucky's in a good position on the line because I think they've got enough experience with Gilbert, Josiah Hayes, guys like that I think that they can be okay on the interior. But we'll see.
I still think, like you said, I think we get 3 or 4 linemen still. So
I think Kentucky in a perfect world on the offensive line front will get 4.
4, yeah.
5 in a perfect scenario.
Yeah. 2 tackles for sure. They're going to get a guard and then center.
It'll be 2 tackles and the center or a guy they think can play center. Right?
Yeah.
It'll be that. That's what you're going to get. That should be the first 3. Then I think everybody else is gravy. I think if there's an opportunity to take somebody else, they will. And I think they're just going to be like, well, you're 6'6". Can you play guard? And they might say yes. And if they do, I think there is a 6'6" guard out there that we're or 6'4", 6'5" something guard that we're talking with big guard. I actually think that there is a chance our offensive line next year could be monsters.
I agree.
When you see some of these lines in the playoffs and you go, Jesus, that's big. I'm gonna tell you right now, Wilcox, you won't even see him for about a second because he's gonna disappear behind those guys. I mean, maybe fast, but I think that we'll go get a running back. I think we need a running back for depth.
Yeah.
I think who we get depends on who we can get. I don't necessarily know if we need to get a running back one. I'm worried a little bit about Patterson with injuries already.
Yeah.
I think you need 3 or 4. I don't know if Demi can come back or not. If he can, he adds. If Demi comes back, he adds a big safety net. We'll just put it that way. He's got a lot of experience. I think he can come back. I'm not sure. I'll find that out. If he comes back and then you go those 3, you get one more. You got a lot of coverage. So I think you're okay there.
Yeah, let's say he doesn't come back. I don't think he can come back if I remember correctly, but you go get one guy, and then maybe you get another running back that's not wanting a lot of touches, but he could maybe do kickoff return. He can do all the special teams type stuff, but he's a running back as well. We got Mitzel, the running back. He hasn't really touched the field at all yet. So, we got a little bit of depth, but like you said, with Patterson, he can't stay healthy. So we definitely need to go get one or two guys. I think we get another tight end, like for certain. We get at least one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's exciting. I mean, how bad our season was, it's kind of – I'm a huge recruiting guy too, though. It's kind of gets exciting to see what we can bring in and then, hear from the coaches to pump us up. Hopefully we can get one of the coaches to join the show soon and kind of talk about the transfer portal, how that's going. And, yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm trying to see about Demi.
Demi, yeah. I'm excited. I think cornerback, I think we're pretty decent at that. And so I would say we would go safety, not corner, just because of some of the guys we got coming back, like Dunn, Hardaway, and others. So
no, Demi's gone. Demi, Pop, Christian Story, Ox, Zion, JJ Weaver, Alex Rayner, Gerald Mincy, Marcus Cox, Eli Cox, and Trayvon Ripka. Seniors that can return next year. Chip, we already know he's not. Devon Rayner, he is. Darian Henry Young, I would expect him to come back. Derek Jackson, that's a big one. Cortland Ford's already gone. Josiah Hayes, I would expect him to come back. Juniors with 1 year remaining. Max, he hasn't announced for the NFL yet, has he?
No.
That's interesting. Gavin gone. Macklin back. Brock's done. Farrier's back. Lovett back. Aiden LaRosse back. Burton back. Chrisman's gone, I think, right? Dylan Ray's back. Dingle's gone. Khalil Saunders back. Wilson Berry, I think, is done. Having Khalil Sanders, Gilbert, Kendrick Gilbert, and Josiah Hayes in the middle, I think, is big because those are three guys. That's three big boys in the middle. I think you want to get one more guy for depth. So I think they're going to probably bring in 3 to 4 edge guys.
Yeah,
maybe 2 to 3. I think they do like Souls. Noah Matthews leaving, I think, makes us a little thin there. So I would say at least 3 guys on the edge. I've heard us linked with 4 already. So one everybody would really like. 3, I think some people would go why, but if you look at their measurables, you'd get it. Plus experience matters.
Yep.
Like if you go get a guy that has double-digit sacks in D1, I don't care where he played, you go get him. Like and he's available, you get him. So we'll see what happens there. But that's I think that there's a lot of potential from that perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
I just got a message from somebody. Can you still see me? All right. Can you still
it doesn't
see
matter.
me?
If you got to pop off the screen, you pop off the screen. It's fine.
Sorry.
I can still hear you. That's all that matters.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's switch gears for half a second. Let's talk about football or basketball. Because he plays toothpaste tomorrow. Do we expect an easy win, or do we expect maybe a little bit of a trap game where it's a little closer than the experts think because it's between Gonzaga, long travel, and Louisville?
So I don't think Butler's on play tomorrow. So I think we're going to try to rest some guys. And, they'll obviously we'll put them away in the first half, and then we'll kind of
Colgate's not very good. They are 2-8.
Yeah, they're like 2-8. Yeah. I'm not really worried about them. I think we're
Canton and UNC Wilmington. They lost a close game to Syracuse. They lost by 16 to Drexel. They lost by almost 30 to NC State, by 11 to Harvard, 22 to Appalachian State, 6 to Sam Houston, and 30 to Cornell. And then by 3 to Northeastern. I like our chances tomorrow of having a 25, 30-point win.
Yeah. What's the spread, I wonder?
Let me see. Sometimes they have announced it, sometimes they haven't.
We haven't covered the last 2, so I'm going to try to get some of my money back.
Yeah, we have not done.
My goodness.
We have not done well. Where is this
Like
at?
23.5 or something. I'd bet.
I probably would say that's probably correct, but I'm trying to just pull it up. It's all right. Here we go. Top 25. Does not look like the line has dropped yet.
Wow. Interesting.
College basketball is weird with money lines, man. Like sometimes they show up, and then sometimes you can bet them, and sometimes you can't. I mean, I don't know. This might be one that they don't want you to bet. I'm sure the Louisville game. What do you think will be the spread for Louisville? Be I'd say probably like 9.5.
Yeah, since we're at home, it won't be double digits, but it'll probably 7.5. Probably that's what I would say.
I feel like that's really close, but maybe.
Yeah.
I would say 9.5 is probably where, and I feel like Kentucky will bet it up to 10 before tip off.
Yeah, Roos actually has came in for them and looked better than what Pryor was giving them. But I mean, Hepburn we need Butler to be able to guard him on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they'll play Butler tomorrow just to be at it, especially now that Kerr's out for like 3 to 6 weeks. I think they will be very much. I think that they will try to get Travis Perry some more work in games like this to get him more ready. You did see him play a little bit against Gonzaga. I mean, he didn't help us. He didn't hurt us, right?
Yeah.
Put it that way. But I think you're going to see. I think he'll get a shot. More so than what people think. I think he probably will get a decent amount of clock on. He might start. I mean, he might start against Colgate. We don't. If Lamont doesn't play, he might start against Colgate. There's a chance against Colgate he might start.
Yeah, that's true against Colgate.
He might start against Louisville if he has a really good game. He might start against Louisville. We'll see.
I feel like Brea is one of those that they don't ever want to start. That they want to bring. He's going to be the first person off the bench. So I could actually see that maybe. I mean, who else would you start? Ainsley?
I don't know who you run. I don't know. I mean, Jackson Robinson played point guard.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to play point, so you could.
He will play point. Right. This might be the last game you really. Well, no. I mean, for Lamont. I mean, that's the thing. Like Travis Perry, I start Travis Perry. I play Travis Perry 25, 30 minutes tomorrow if I can.
Just
because
I
want to get him. I mean, honestly. I mean, you have to. When you're down to one point guard.
Yeah.
He's got to be point guard number 2 right now. So I feel like getting him 25, 30 minutes tomorrow would be, you have to kind of do it.
That's a good point. Hopefully we see it. Hopefully Pope's watching the show right now. If so, he.
I'll ask him Thursday. So.
All right. Sounds good.
I will.
Well, the game will happen.
It won't matter. The game will already be over. But it will be the question of, right.
Yeah, it would be matter. Yeah.
Listen, he gave a little gamesmanship because I asked the question. He said that Travis was going to play, and he did. For like 2 minutes. He did not play a lot. So I wonder what that's going to look like moving forward.
He got taken out. He shot that shot in the corner, that corner 3, missed it, and they took him out.
But it was a good shot, though.
It was a great shot.
It was a good shot. I will ask, though, the question is going to be like with him is like, hey, like, kind of asked this before, but like, does he get it? Like, are you going to for real tell me the truth this time? Like, is he going to play more? Yeah. I mean, we'll have a better sense, I'm sure, after the game tomorrow night. So,
yeah. I think we got another lineman visiting on Saturday.
Do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to talk off?
I'm not saying a message, but it's a good one.
All right. Did he message you?
No, but somebody else did with a phone number.
All right. Well, yeah. Get on that right now, and let's see if we can get that confirmed. But tell me who it is offline. All right. Cool. Well, I think we're done anyway. That was a good hour of talking. I don't think there's a lot else to talk about.
Are you doing a pregame show tomorrow?
No pregame show tomorrow. No show for us.
Oh, we're doing predictions tomorrow. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we'll have predictions tomorrow. We'll put it out. But no show for us tomorrow because of the game. If it was an SEC game, we would probably do a space, but it's not an SEC game, so we're just gonna let it slide. We'll have an off day. We'll be back Thursday, talking about the game. Probably a lot more portal stuff. If anything big in the portal pops up tomorrow, we'll go live or something. I don't think it is. Listen, the most exciting thing I think we're gonna see is a visit. Potentially.
I think Friday's when we start getting some juice.
I think Thursday, Friday is when you're going to start to see. I'm trying to get a read on 2 or 3 things. Everybody is playing it very close right now because there's look, some of these really big guys, there's a lot of moving parts with it. And the last thing they want to do is it get blasted everywhere and it just throws stuff into a mess. Some schools don't want to know that they're in on other schools because they don't want another school to drive the price up on them. So there's a lot of gamesmanship in this. So I get it. So like the offensive line is the offensive line. Like, the guys that are like, everybody knows the good ones, right? That's a little easier to talk about. The skill positions, there's a lot of really good players out there in the skill positions. A lot of really good players. And so I think you're going to start to see the really good ones start to filter through and who we might have a chance to get. I do not like 0% like the name that Roland put out for QB that we might look at today. In fact, I would absolutely think that the fan base will absolutely freak out if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that can happen.
I don't think it will. But if Zach Calzada is the guy that they really want, I don't care that he played at Auburn and Texas A&M. There's a reason he's not at Auburn and Texas A&M. Where is he at? Incarnate Word?
Yeah. Incarnate World.
I'd rather roll with Cutter Boley. I'm just going to put it that way. I think there's going to be 1,000 other options that are in the transfer portal that we're going to have a shot at. I don't know where that came from. I've not heard that one. Look, I'm not knocking Justin Rowland. Justin Rowland's great, and we don't know everything. That one kind of came out of left field when he said that.
Yeah. But I was like, well, who the hell is that? Never even heard of the guy.
I mean, unless they're bringing in another guy for depth, maybe. Like if they bring him in and a guy, and you're just basically bringing an insurance policy in, just kind of like you did Gavin this year.
Because right now we got 3 guys technically on the roster.
2. We got Cutter Boley and
Saunders and
Stone Saunders.
And then
and Brendan, kid from
Brendan Ward or whatever.
Brendan Ward, yeah. So we got a redshirt freshman and 2 true freshmen.
Yeah.
You got to bring one in at least.
Yeah.
Because God forbid you lose 2 guys and then you're down to a true freshman.
Exactly.
So,
although Butch really loves Saunders,
everybody loves Saunders. I think Saunders is a stud.
Still in the class. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, go Cats. Hopefully we have a good performance tomorrow, and hopefully we get some more transfer portal news soon.
I would love that. So, all right. Well, hit me up. Let me know what you just heard. Thanks everybody for listening, and go Cats.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Bleed Blue Network podcast. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of Kentucky sports with us. Don't forget to stay connected by following us on Twitter at BleedBNation. Your feedback means the world to us. So take a moment to leave a review. Not only does it help us improve, but it also helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep cheering, keep listening, and keep bleeding blue.